hate me, don't you? You 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 hate me, don't you?
Gunna seemingly was posted in the video. This video that I'm gonna show you, he was just seemingly responding to everything on the TikTok store by the name of David. Goes by the name, he spells it D4vd. They're calling him David. Iryna Zarutska. I'm sorry, Iryna Zarutska, a Russian woman who fled the war and violence. You know that he hear it. He hear all the talk. He's aware of everything going on, everything happening. You know what I'm saying? He was standing right here in this dark room TikTok store. You know what I'm saying? Found a body in dude's trunk. Dude wasn't even in LA though at the time. You know what I mean? All of a sudden it was yeah. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on with y'all today on this good Wednesday? You know what I'm saying? 2 o'clock in the afternoon on this fine Wednesday. What's happening with y'all? You know what I mean? Middle of the week. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all been having a cool week up until the middle point. You know what I'm saying? We had hump day, the middle of the week. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is the pre-weekend before the weekend. Almost done with the week. You know what I mean? So I hope y'all been being productive. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to the middle point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Those that are here. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that round of applause. You know what I mean? In the beginning, y'all seen the little clips, you know what I mean, and the little 10-second clips, the little rundown in the intro. That's what we're gonna be speaking on today. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode though. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the episode from yesterday. You know what I mean? Quick little recap of yesterday's episode 299. Let you know that Fat Joe, you know what I'm saying, shared a story on him missing millions of dollars in deals due to the beef he had with Jay-Z and 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe revealed that, said he was missing out sneaker deals and all that. I'll let you know that, and also let you know that Freddie Gibbs was secretly recording Gunna, calling him a rat and all that at the VMAs. You know what I mean? Also let you know about that and what I felt about that. And Visa and MasterCard is looking to manipulate and control your purchases when it comes to buying video games. You know what I'm saying? That was everything we covered in episode 299. You know what I mean? So if this your first time here, this your first time coming to Kons podcast, this your first time tuning in, this is where we go over headlines, news, whatever that done went viral, whatever that done made a headline in your face, that done you done seen when you first logged on, whether your homepage is MSNBC, headline news, hip hop DX, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's TikTok, you see what's trending in the news area there, wherever the case may be. I'm probably touching on some of that right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? So keep it locked, keep it tuned in, and tell your people about it. Tell them to subscribe too. You know what I'm saying? I got content coming for you Monday through Friday, you know what I mean? Trying to keep up with the world events and everything that's going on. It's episode 300 today, you know what I mean? Ain't got too many subjects, you know what I mean? Wednesday come to the middle of the week, it's usually start dying down on the news, you know what I'm saying, with everything going on. In fact, nothing else too much happening, you know what I mean? Middle of the week, news of the weekend and all that start dying down, you know what I mean? That's what I've learned from being in this space of finding my little niche with this newscast coverage, you know what I mean? Yo, neighborhood hood journalist, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, you know what I mean, for episode today, you know what I'm saying, got a few little topics for today. Today we're gonna touch on how Gunna seemingly responded to all the stuff the Young Thug been saying and everything that's been going on. I got a clip of that of him just speaking on it. Also, a TikTok star named David, goes by the name D4vd. A body was found in his car while he was on tour. We're going to touch on that. And also a woman by the name of Iryna Zarutska, a Russian woman that was unalived on a train out in Charlotte. I believe that's where it was, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch on them. That's going to be the 3 topics for today. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, without no more banter, chatter, no more recaps of episodes, you feel me? Let's jump right into this episode. You know what I mean? Episode 300. First up, so Gunna, you know what I'm saying? Gunna seemingly was posted in this video that I'm gonna show you, he was just seemingly responding to everything, all the allegations, the snitch allegations, all of this that Young Thug been talking on him and all this and that. He seems to seemingly just responding to everything that was going on. Said he cites on his goals. He got more to do. You know what I'm saying? He got more to goals to accomplish. You know what I mean? So he's not focusing on the bullshit that a lot of people is focusing on. You know what I mean? He's focused on what he's trying to do and his music and how he gonna elevate his music and everything else. You know what I mean? He said he ain't focusing on the bullshit that a lot of social media is putting around on his name. You know what I'm saying? So the next little clip you about to see is just a clip of him detailing and speaking on this matter in a dark room. Check it out.
I can't drill on it because it's like I see it. You see it. It is what it is. I can't sit in that space though and like, damn, why he hate me? Why he like? I got more shit to do. So it's like staying like busy, staying like mind on like what I got to do is gonna keep me from like not worrying about certain shit that just I can't even change. They go back to like if you see something that you really can't fix it, I can't give it too much attention because I got more shit to do. I can't change how you feel or if you mad or you hating on. I can't change that, and I ain't trying to, because you probably don't even got a real reason why you hate me. You just probably going with whatever you think and not know me, because you 9 times out of 10 you might not even know me. So you can't worry about it. Can't give it too much light. You gonna see it, and sometimes you feed off of it. So I ain't saying like don't acknowledge and see it, but don't sit on it and trail on it. Like, why they hate like who's hate like? I see the hate and it come with it. If you ain't hating, you ain't doing nothing. If they ain't hating, you ain't doing nothing right. They hated Jesus. Like bad. Bad.
So you know what I'm saying? That was him just speaking on all of the bullshit that's been going on social media. He says that he sees it. A TikTok star by the name of David, goes by the name, he spells it D4vd. They're calling him David though. A TikTok star who was a singer, you know what I'm saying, who had recently went on tour and was touring. And while he was on tour performing, it was a body found in a Tesla that was at a tow yard in LA. It was at the yard for about a week when people started complaining about a odor coming from the car. So police was called and they went to investigate and found a woman's body in the front trunk of the Tesla. This has apparently been the second body found in a car at a tow lot in the LA area. You know what I'm saying? Apparently this singer named D4vd David was on tour when all of this happened, and he hadn't even been in LA prior to. You know what I'm saying? So this next two little clips you're about to see is 2 little clips pertaining and detailing this situation about a body being found in this dude's Tesla that's in his name at a tow truck yard. Check it out.
David has finally spoken out after a shocking body was discovered in a Tesla registered in his name. This story has everyone talking, and here's exactly what we know. A few days ago, workers at a Hollywood tow yard noticed a horrible smell coming from an impounded Tesla. When police opened the front trunk, they made a chilling discovery: the decomposed remains of a woman, wrapped in plastic, hidden inside. That Tesla was registered to David, the 20-year-old singer who's blown up off hits like Romantic Homicide. Immediately, rumors exploded online. People questioned how a body could be found in his car and whether he was connected in any way. Now, David's team has broken their silence. They say he's fully cooperating with LAPD investigators and stressed he had no involvement with the discovery. The car hadn't been reported stolen, which only adds more mystery to the case. Right now, police are treating it as a homicide investigation, while the coroner works to identify the victim. David continues his world tour, but this is one story that's not going away anytime soon. Do you believe David is completely cleared, or is there more to this dark truth? Drop your thoughts below.
A massive update on the body that was found decomposing in David's car. And after what we just found out, this is not going to end well for David. So for context, yesterday a decomposed body was found in the front trunk of a Tesla, which was sitting in a tow lot for about 6 to 7 days, and the car belonged to this guy and his name is David. Where somebody noticed that the car was emitting a stinky, fishy coochie smell, but this is where it gets even more worser. David is a musician that is on tour right now where he sings the song In the Back of My Mind. Now people are saying that David was set up out, as David has been on tour for the past few weeks, and although right now it is looking that David is innocent as he is cooperating with police, as well as he has not canceled any of his future tour dates, but this is where it gets even more insaner. And they found the body in the Tesla. The body was found wrapped in a bag, and that the body is chopped and decomposed so bad that as of now, they literally cannot identify who it is. And even more worse for David, Teslas quite literally have cameras throughout the entire car, including the front trunk. David's response so far has been to not cancel his shows. This is all alleged. Do you think David really did?
You know what I'm saying? Detail about a body that was found in this TikTok star's trunk of this Tesla that was registered his name at a tow yard lot. So back in August, you know what I'm saying? Back in August, a woman named Iryna Zarutska, a Russian woman who fled the war and violent nature of Russia. I heard she was living in a bombing shelter when she was in Russia. She was living in some harsh climates out there in Russia. She fled to come to the States to work and pursue a dream. She was out here working, making money, doing the thing that Americans do when she got off work one night and boarded the train. She was still in uniform when she boarded this train and sat in front of a black man with dreads and a red hood on, with long dreads coming out the hood, a man named Carlos Brown. Carlos Brown casually looked at her, shook his head, smiled a little bit, pulled out a pocket knife from his pocket, all while sitting behind her. She sat there for 4 minutes before this dude got up. He got up, cocked back, and then proceeded to stab her in the neck and stabbed her 3 times. You know what I'm saying? She was unalived on the plane and bled out right there in the seat and passed away. A lot of people is saying that the Department of Justice fails Americans because apparently this dude had 15 priors and a whole bunch of repeated offenses and was a career criminal and had some assault charges, assaulted with weapons and all kind of stuff. Apparently he beat his own sister up and everything. You know what I'm saying? And then a leaked audio came out of him speaking about why he did it and said there was a material in his body that made him do it, and it lashed out at her. He said the people controlling the material wanted her and decided to control it and made him lash out and attack her. He said there's the material in his body. This was a leaked conversation that his sister recorded. This is after he was in custody. I believe this was a call from jail after he was already caught. He has definitely been caught and is in custody, and they are talking about the death penalty to give the dude. A lot of black America is trying to come to his aid and justify this horrific nature that he done did, because they said he had mental health and he was a registered schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Wild stuff. You know what I mean? We're going to leave that for the final closing thoughts. You know what I mean? So Oh, y'all can see me? We live here. I hope you enjoyed that last clip. You know what I mean? I hope you enjoyed that last clip. So now is a good, perfect time in the middle of this episode for you to hit that subscribe button. You feel me? Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Comment on something that you might see in this episode that might trigger you to say something. Go ahead and hit the comment button and let your thoughts flow. Let me know what you think on what you're seeing. You know what I mean? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? Now's your time to hit that subscribe button. If you ain't, you know what I mean? Go ahead and hit that right now. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the episode. This is a wild moment. The clips that you're about to see, this is a series of clips, a bunch of them that I put together. You're going to see a clip of a conference room and the secretary for Trump addressing this issue and saying that they're not going to play with it. The Fed's going to pick it up. They're not going to leave it up to the county or the state. Also, she let you know she was talking about how the Department of Justice has failed Americans. Also, I got a clip of Donald Trump speaking on it, and the leaked audio of him talking about a material was in his body. Check out these clips.
Today, I would like to address the tragedy that has not received nearly enough media attention, the brutal murder of Iryna Zarutska. Here are the facts that many outlets have shamefully and intentionally failed to report until President Trump drew attention to it. On August 22nd, Iryna Zarutska was stabbed to death on the rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina by a savage career criminal. This is a public transportation system that many in the area use every single day to go to school and work. Iryna was on the train that night traveling home from her job at a pizzeria, still in uniform from her shift. This beautiful, innocent 23-year-old young woman was a Ukrainian refugee who had recently fled her country for a chance at a safer life and a promising new beginning here in the United States of America. But tragically, a public transportation system in a major American city was more dangerous than the active war zone that she left. The president and the entire White House are praying for her family and friends during this unimaginably difficult time. But while we extend our thoughts and prayers, we must also seek justice for this crime and call attention to this heinous incident. Surveillance video of the killing was finally released to the public this past Friday. It shows the alleged killer, DeCarlos Brown Jr., pull out a knife, get up from his seat behind Iryna, and prepare to thrust a blade into her neck before the released footage gets cut. This is pure evil on full display. The most enraging and unacceptable part of this story is that her death was entirely preventable. DeCarlos Brown never should have been on that train that night. In fact, he should have been behind bars. DeCarlos Brown has been charged with crimes no fewer than 14 times, dating back to 2011, including for armed robbery, felony larceny, breaking and entering, and shoplifting. Brown had previously served 5 years in prison for a robbery with a deadly weapon charge, and he had also forfeited bonds 3 different times, twice in 2014 and once in 2023. Despite all of this past documented criminal history, when Brown was arrested yet again in January of this past year, a Democrat judge, who I will add was a strong supporter of former Vice President Kamala Harris, released this insane criminal once again without requiring him to pay any bail. He simply had to sign a written promise to return for his court hearing. Think about how crazy it is to ask a career criminal, someone who by definition repeatedly breaks the law, to just sign a written promise and come back again another day. This is madness. This monster should have been locked up, and Iryna should still be alive. But Democrat politicians, liberal judges, and weak prosecutors would rather virtue signal than lock up criminals and protect their communities. And perhaps most shamefully of all, the majority of the media, many outlets in this room, decided that her murder was not worth reporting on originally because it does not fit a preferred narrative. Many of the journalists in this room spilled plenty of ink trying to smear Daniel Penny for defending a subway car from a deranged lunatic in New York City, but none of those same reporters lift a finger to write stories about an actual
Iryna Zarutska boarded a train at 10 o'clock at night in Charlotte, but she never made it home. She left in a body bag with knife wounds to the neck. Viewer discretion, the surveillance footage is graphic. We have it, and we're going to cut out of it just a second before she gets stabbed. Iryna was a Ukrainian refugee. She just finished her shift working at a pizza place. She was wearing her work uniform. She gets on the train, sits in front of a black male in a red hoodie. 4.5 minutes later, the man pulls a knife from his pocket, unfolds it, and begins to plunge it into the 23-year-old's neck. Iryna was slashed 3 times and left for dead. After the murder, the killer was seen wandering through the train, still clutching the bloody knife, leaving a trail of blood. A monster stabs a woman to death. His name's DeCarlos Brown, 35 years old, he's homeless, and he's been arrested 14 other times. Felony larceny, robbery with a dangerous weapon, assault, shoplifting, public threats. He was sentenced to 7 years for armed robbery, and when he was out on parole, he was arrested for beating up his own sister. But he was never sent back to prison. Earlier this year, he got in more trouble, this time for faking 911 calls. But the judge released him on no cash bail. He was placed on psychiatric monitoring since he'd been diagnosed as a schizophrenic, but obviously he wasn't monitored. This should be a national story, but it's not. A beautiful, innocent Ukrainian refugee was murdered in cold blood in an American city. And the mainstream media has been silent. Teresa Stokes, a Harris donor who doesn't even have a law degree, but just made a career criminal and a schizophrenic who beat his own sister when he was out on parole. Pinky promised that he'd behave. Ms. Stokes wasn't elected. She was nominated by the clerk. In Mecklenburg County, the sitting clerk is Alyssa Chin Gary. On her LinkedIn page, she calls herself a clerk and a DEI consultant and a racial equity organizer. And her life mission? Reparations.
We are here to honor them, to lift their names, and to continue the intergenerational work that we are required to do to eliminate structural racism.
Ms. Stokes was nominated by Judge Carla Archie. Judge Archie is friends with Eric Holder, Obama's wingman. And Judge Archie isn't just any judge. In 2019, she was the DEI Champion of the Year. Is this starting to make sense? Did a woman die because of DEI? Just a couple months ago, a guy shot 5 people on New Year's, and Judge Archie sentenced him to a year and a half for shooting 5 people, a year and a half. This is a DEI court, and they have blood on their hands. And if the people in robes are on the same side as the bad guys, that's suicide.
23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and...
Carlos Brown Jr. just revealed why he killed Iryna Zarutska, and it's the weirdest thing ever. He said in a leaked phone call to his sister that there's this material in his body that controls him. So whoever did that, it wasn't him. It was someone controlling the material, and they lashed out on her, and now they need to investigate this. Prior to this, his family did say he is schizophrenic, but just take a listen.
The material, I feel like the material using my body to stab the face.
And so she just got stabbed.
Yeah. You know that's not me. I'm talking about just for no reason. But since they did that, now they gotta investigate the material in my body is supposed to. Since they want to do all that, now they gotta investigate.
It's funny because she's from the Ukraine, she's from Russia, and you know they had a war going on against the United States. So I'm just trying to understand, out of all people, why her?
It ain't. I don't have nothing. They just lashed out on her. That's what happened. They lashed out on her. Who else was working the material? Whoever was working the material, they lashed out on her.
So you said something in your body.
So as you've seen, you know what I'm saying? This was a crazy story to report on, crazy story to read about. I got caught up in reading about this. I did a bunch of research, was reading for about 45 minutes. I went to record earlier, but I got caught up in reading this, you know what I mean? But that's the last topic I got for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Episode 300, you know what I mean? Episode 300. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode, you know what I'm saying? In today's episode, I'll let you know that Gunna seemingly to respond to Young Thug's allegation of him being a snitch and all that. Seemed to be speaking on all that and said he got bigger goals in his mind that he's trying to get to, where he's not focusing on that bull that a lot of people were saying. Also let you know that a TikTok star by the name of David, they have found a woman's body in the front trunk of his Tesla that was at a tow yard. It was there for about a week before people started complaining about an odor. Called police. Police came to investigate and found a woman's body in the man's trunk while he was on tour. Wasn't even in LA at the time. And then early August, I'll let you know that a man named Carlos Brown had stabbed a woman, a Russian woman, in the neck on the train on her way home from work, unalived her on the spot, and said it was due to a material that is in his body. That's everything I have for episode 300. You know what I'm saying? So now for the final closing thoughts, final thoughts, however you want to put it. Time to let you know how I feel on these subjects that we just went over, and to let you know on, you know what I'm saying? So for the final and closing thoughts, you know what I mean? We got Gunna responding. You know what I'm saying? Gunna seemingly to be responding to the bullshit and everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much letting you know that he hear it. He hear all the talk. He's aware of everything going on and everything happening. You know what I'm saying? He was standing right here in this dark room, as you see on this video right here on the side of me. You know what I'm saying? He's in this dark room just coming out saying, like, man, I got other to focus on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't focusing on that. I don't know why that man hate me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm focusing on me trying to get this music music elevated and get people to hear this music so I can get this bag. You know what I'm saying? Said he got goals focused on, and I feel him on that. You know what I'm saying? I feel him. When you trying to do something and you really focused on that, you don't want nothing to stop you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I'm doing with this podcast. I ain't letting stop me. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this journey and I'm marching on this. You know what I mean? Trying to make my way and create my own lane in this space. You know what I'm saying? Doing my own thing organically. You know what I mean? I'm focusing on that. I ain't letting no other bullshit deter me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel him when he say that. You just got bigger things to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Got your mindset, your eyes set on bigger things. Can't nothing stop you. You know what I mean? Can't nothing stopping me on this goal and mindset right now. Fully focused. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting none of that go. He just beat and got out of a whole case that he could have been locked up for a long time for. And he out, you know what I'm saying? So now that he out, he focusing on nothing but the positivity in his music, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get that bag, you know what I mean? Not even worried about who calling him a snitch or calling him a rat or whatever the case may be. That man said he's focused on trying to do his thing in this music game and elevate his career. I can't be mad at him for that, you know what I mean? That's for sure. Look past all the bullshit because you only gonna get further with the less bullshit in your life. You feel me? So shout out to Gunna, man, and him being focused in the midst of all this bullshit that people saying on his name. Got Freddie Gibbs recording him behind his back and talking a bunch about him, calling him a rat bastard and all this and that. Man, it's crazy. I'm glad he ain't focused on that though. You know what I'm saying? Because he could be deterred from his goal. We don't want to see that. A TikTok star by the name of D4vd. Some dude who TikTok was, I guess, what famous on TikTok. I don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these artists, these new artists, I don't never know who they are. You know what I mean? Because they new and I don't be following TikTok like that or trends on TikTok or music on TikTok or none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be knowing who these dudes is if they don't really make it past TikTok. You know what I'm saying? If they don't hit my ear in some other way, form, or fashion other than TikTok, I'm not gonna really hear about you. You know what I'm saying? So this dude, who apparently was a TikTok star, you know what I'm saying, found a body in dude's trunk. Dude wasn't even in LA though at the time. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, there was another body found in another different trunk in a car that wasn't registered to his name at a tow yard in LA also. So apparently somebody going around catching bodies and dumping them off in trunks in the cars in the tow yard. You know what I'm saying? They need to review the cameras or something to see who doing this. You know what I'm saying? And then a Tesla, just like they said in the clip, you know what I'm saying? A Tesla got cameras all over that mother, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere. You know what I mean? There's cameras on the door, there's cameras on the side panel, on the front, in the trunk, in the car, everywhere. Teslas are equipped with several different type of cameras from every angle for security reasons. So in case you run up and try to bust a window or steal something, you know what I'm saying? That shit gonna have you on camera. You know what I mean? So they just need to review that and see what's going on, see who put that in there, if that arrived with it in the trunk or did somebody come put it in the trunk after it was already there. The investigation is going. They need to find that out for sure. You know what I'm saying? So apparently he wasn't even out here though. I think dude is innocent. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he had anything to do with catching a body. From what I was researching, dude don't seem like he's even that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you can't judge nothing by how they look though. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge nothing by how they look. A dude could look like the nicest dude in the world and got 40 bodies under him. You feel me? And you could be the next one type deal. You know what I mean? So looks can be very deceiving. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it don't seem like being that, especially that he wasn't even out there. You know what I mean? He was on tour, singing on stage and all this type of, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Probably with the, just in all kind of, you know what I mean? So he was doing his thing, wasn't even out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he caught this body and put it in a trunk and took his car to the tow yard at Tesla. You know what I mean? He took his Tesla to the tow yard. You know what I mean? I don't think he did it. You know what I'm saying? I think this is somebody else that's catching bodies and happened to put it in a car that belonged to somebody. You know what I mean? Somebody who got a little motion, somebody who's a singer out here performing. You know what I'm saying? I think it just happened to be his car. You know what I mean? I think there's somebody out here really catching bodies though, and doing a little MO thing by putting them in the trunks of cars. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what it seemed like. This story right here had me lost. I did a whole lot of research on this story right here. You know what I'm saying? I did a whole lot of research on this. I got caught up in it. You know what I mean? Started recording late. I'm running late right now. Supposed to be leaving in a few minutes to go get my son, so I got to make this fast. You know what I mean? But this one was wild. You know what I'm saying? Dude said he was a schizo. You know what I mean? Sat behind her. You know what I'm saying? And then proceeded to pull out a pocket knife and poked her right in the neck 3 times. A lot of people were saying, oh, the bystanders, oh, they didn't do nothing. Innocent people, he just stood there and watched this and that. But now he stood up and then just got to poking her. What are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? What was they supposed to do? There would have been nothing. He committed the act very fast. He poked her 3 times. I seen a doctor talking about how fast it happened in 10 seconds. She was getting woozy from losing a lot of blood. You know what I mean? I've seen another clip of her. She slumped over and laid there on the floor in front of that chair, and it was blood running down. You know what I'm saying? She was losing an awful lot of blood, so he hit some type of vein, artery in her neck. You feel me? So it wasn't nothing nobody can do to save this girl. You know what I'm saying? It was over with. It was a done deal. You know what I mean? People was probably in shock. You know what I'm saying? I seen some people said that all the people on the train should go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, come on, they are innocent people. They didn't commit the crime. You know what I'm saying? What the should they go to jail for? You know what I'm saying? People was in shock, and not everybody is going to put on a Superman cape and try to help somebody just because you are a witness to somebody being violently bodied. You know what I'm saying? Everybody isn't going to go and put a cape on and say, let me save this person that I don't know. I could possibly die too and not make it home to my kids because I'm trying to save a life that I don't even know who she is, who the person is. Not everybody is going to jump in their hero bag. You know what I'm saying? So saying that the people on the train that just watched and seemingly didn't do anything should be prosecuted is ludicrous to me. You know what I'm saying? They should not be prosecuted. Worry about the man that did it. Why are you worried about people who happen to sit there on the train and he did it in front of them? We worried about the wrong things. We need to be worried about the man who said that it was a material in his body that caused him to stab a woman in the neck 3 times, that had 15 priors of a bunch of repeated criminal assault charges and charges on him. You know what I'm saying? We should be focusing on that. Why was he able to be free? Why was he walking around? Why was he able to pull a knife out and stab a woman and unalive her on the train for nothing? You know what I'm saying? Didn't even know the woman. You feel me? Throw him under the jail. You know what I'm saying? Throw that dude under the jail. Black Lives Matter is trying to defend him and defend his act and what he did, trying to blame the he had a mental issue. This man call that. That don't matter none. You know what I'm saying? He committed a horrible act on a woman. You know what I'm saying? It was men on the train. Why you didn't do that to a man? Why the material in your body didn't say do that to a man? You know what I'm saying? There was other men in the vicinity. The woman happened to sit right in front of you when you got to cheesing and laughing and all this type of whatever evil you was on in your mind when she sat in front of you. You premeditatedly thought that you was finna poke that woman. Wasn't nothing came over you. You not finna be called a crazy or none of that type. You know what I'm saying? You did that. You knew what you was doing. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's egregious to look at. You know what I mean? For sure. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the women. Iryna Zarutska, who lost her life, you know what I'm saying, by this scumbag dude who just happened to do it for nothing. You know what I mean? Said it was a material in his body. Lord have mercy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Department of Justice, you know what I mean? Feeling like they failed, you know, some people feeling like the Department of Justice failed Americans and all this. Now y'all seen the clips, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's wild. This world is crazy. Be safe out here, you know what I mean? And this could happen to anybody. It was totally random, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? It could have been, you know what I mean? Somebody you know, somebody your cousin, you know what I mean? Who knows what could have happened to it? It was so random, it could happen to anybody, you know what I mean? It's the nightmare that we all go through when we out here in the streets or our kids is out here catching public transportation. You just never know what could happen out here, you know what I'm saying? The world is a nutty place, you know what I mean? So be safe out here, you feel me? But that's all I got for today, you know what I'm saying? For my final thoughts, you know what I mean? That's everything for today, you know what I'm saying? I hope I put something in your mind, hope you learned something, hope you found out something that you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Because you could have been doing whatever it is that you wanted to do, whoever you was, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was a little brother, little sister, an older sister, an older brother, a little cousin, a big cousin, you could have been cousin Pete, cousin Man, you could have been cousin Pookie, cousin Mook, you know what I'm saying? Whoever you is, and if you got pets right there, and they watching this with you, whether your pet could be a dog, you could have a pet fox, a pet porcupine, you could have a pet tiger, a pet lion, you could have a pet hedgehog, you have a pet fox, a pet ferret, you have a pet squirrel, wherever your pet is, you know what I'm saying? Salute to them. Like you see my scrolling up the screen, you know what I mean? Giving you that good salute for watching Kons podcast, you know what I'm saying? Giving you a salute to your animal. Yeah, along with you watching. You know what I mean? But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? The beat you hear creeping up was made by none other than Amazing Beats. You know what I'm saying? So let Amazing Beats talk to your ears. while your optical is seeing my little extra commentary in these credits. And I'm going to let you know that this is independently channel. You know what I'm saying? This is an independent channel. You feel me? Everything is done that you see on this channel is done by me. You know what I mean? You're going to see all that in the credits. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This has been episode 300. We hit 300. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. See y'all next episode.
You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
Motherfucking podcast.
Don't you? You hate me, 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 don't you?
Hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? You understand that? And that?